favorite things to do. So I'm excited. Amanda, Eugen, John, Clayton, Sarah, somebody with his X, but it went by way too fast. Carl, Brian, Katie, Aaron, Mark, Scott. Oh, it's moving so fast, and some of these names are surprising. All right, Andrea, I see you. Cordell, Lauren, Wojcik. That's got to be close. All right, what's up, everybody? Hopefully you can see that this really is live, and I really can see you. So if you have questions as we go, make sure that you drop them in. I love the good questions. We have people watching the feed this whole time. So if you guys have something that's like really, it's just we cannot go on unless you get that question answered. Niels, make sure that you let them know Bulgaria's in the house. Let's go, Bulgaria. All right. So Bahamas, love it. One of my favorite places on planet Earth. Montreal, I hope you guys are not buried under snow. It's cold there. Austin, Texas, Chicago. We got everybody. Ukraine's in the house. All right. Norway, Seattle, I see you. All right. Okay. So I want you guys to know that this is live. This really is happening so that you know that as you go through this, keep your questions locked and loaded. We are going to do an official Q&A at the end. But like I said, if you have something where it's like, we just can't move on until we answer that question, the team here is going to be looking at it. They'll interrupt me. It's pretty rare that we have something like that. Yasu Greece. But if it does come up, don't hesitate to drop it in, and then we'll figure it out and we'll get going. All right. These are wild times. And when I say wild, I mean that AI really is changing the job landscape. It's changing everything. Things that used to be secure really are no longer secure. Mastering AI, I want you guys all to think of this as like an existential challenge that all of us are facing. And whether you're going to start a company or not, that's true. So the world is being terraformed by this incredible new technology, and figuring out how you're going to integrate with it is critical. Many of you guys, if I'm being really honest, many of you guys are going to be forced to find a new career in the next 3 to 5 years. So I'm very glad that you're here, because this is really about taking control. And that's a question that all of you guys are going to be asked is, are you going to build your own thing? Are you going to arm yourself with the skills that, even if right now today you don't plan to start a company, understanding AI well enough that you can be the last man standing effectively at your job, or that if you find a disruption or you just can't handle the uncertainty of going out and starting your own thing, it's going to be an incredible time for that. The great news, and I want everybody to pay attention to this. Recently, there was a major study done by MIT, the US Census Bureau, and the National Bureau of Economic Research. They analyzed 2.7 million company founders, and they found, I was shocked by this, but they found the average age of all founders at the time of founding was, get your number in your own head, 41.9 years old. So basically 42. I would have thought, honestly, that the die was cast, that, man, by the time you get to that age, you've sort of picked a lane in life. That's part of what I have anxiety for other people coming into the AI years here, is that you just hit a point where people aren't willing to change. And I was like, we're going to have a lot of forced change on a lot of people. But according to that study, people are way more flexible than I was giving them credit for. So I'm really excited about that. Now, even more striking is that the most successful people were average age of 45 at the time of founding. And additionally, a 50-year-old entrepreneur is nearly twice as likely to have a runaway success as a 30-year-old. Now, it's no shade at you 30-year-olds. It just means that as you get older, you're actually getting better. And founders with at least 3 years of work experience before founding their company were 85% more likely to launch a successful startup. Now, the reason I think that matters to go over it is a lot of you guys are going to be jumping track. You're here, you're on a traditional track, you've never started a company before, you're thinking about starting starting a company for the first time, and I guarantee a lot of you guys are going to be telling yourselves a story about you and your odds of success that actually aren't true, first of all, and are damaging. And so I want to make sure that everybody understands, if you learn how to use these tools, business is never easy, but it's very straightforward. And one of the things I'm always trying to teach new entrepreneurs is just how straightforward this stuff is. It's complex, but it's straightforward. And I'm going to be walking you through some of the ways to think about all this stuff. The moment right now is a huge moment of opportunity for all of you guys, regardless of age. Don't tell yourself a stupid story. Tell yourself something that's going to propel you forward and really inspire you to take control of your destiny. That's going to be the look. All right, 59, 43, 33, 60, 42, 57, 48. I had a feeling. Lauren, 29, let's go. Okay, guys, this is it. This is that moment. This is what we've been waiting for. You live inside the matrix. By the way, if you see me looking over here, I'm actually looking at you. When I look here, I'm faking it. When I'm here, I can actually see you guys. So yeah, this is what I want to get everybody excited about is you've got an opportunity to do something extraordinary in any moment of massive disruption, like what we are going through right now. There is huge opportunity, and it's going to be up to you guys to take advantage of that. All right. It's February. Most people started the year with big intentions. Everybody had a goal at the start. Then life happens. Everybody, except you guys, give up. The real question becomes, are you prepared to actually execute on your goal? Because the gap between the people who take action and the people who just consume is horrifying. Okay, I don't want to do spiritual entertainment. My team has heard me say that a gazillion times. I am here for people that actually want to execute. You're going to hear that in the way that I talk about business. To me, this is all about tactical realities. We're going to be talking about the tactics of AI, things you actually do. Now, 2026 is a year where the great filter of AI adoption is kicking in. A lot of people have been playing with AI like it's a toy. That era is over. The technology is truly moving from interesting to essential. You're not going to make it to the end of 26 if you don't know how to use this stuff. I don't care whether you're at a company or you're starting a company. If you don't know how to use AI, you are toast. By the end of this year, you will either be a master of AI or a casualty. AI is a survival requirement at this point for anyone who wants to control their own life. Here's a startling fact for you guys. It took TV 22 years to reach 100 million users. It took Instagram 2 years. But AI, ChatGPT hit 100 million users in 2 months. 2 months. No technology in history has ever been adopted that quickly. Goldman Sachs estimates that AI could replace 300 million jobs worldwide in the next 5 to 10 years. That's the equivalent of the entire population of the US losing their jobs. Okay? All of that is creating a lot of fear around AI, but history could not be any clearer. Whenever a new technology comes along, the people who hesitate get mowed over by it, and the people that integrate it end up moving forward. And that's why today is all about taking action, learning how to use AI. With AI, it has truly never been easier to start a business. Oh, I'm very jealous of anybody starting a business today because when I think about the fact that I had to learn how to code HTML to launch my first business, okay? Things have gotten so much easier. You don't even need a business plan. You don't need a trust fund. You don't need a huge following. We'll get to that later, but you don't need that to start. You need a clear problem, okay? Business is about solving a problem. You need a clear problem that you're going to solve, a killer solution, and an aggressive bias towards AI-fueled action. Now, in the next 60 minutes, I'm going to show you guys exactly how to build the 5-person AI team that you're going to need to build and launch your business. I'm going to pause there. What I'm going to show you guys is not a bunch of info. It's not infotainment. It's what you need to actually launch and build your business, okay? We are about tactical things, doing things, execution. Once completed, this team will help you formulate and test your idea, develop a simple one-page site, and write the scripts that you're going to need to get your first 10 customers to pay you real money, okay? This is an AI team. It's going to help you do this. You're going to leave with everything you need to move forward so you can stop talking and actually build something. And for those of you who stay live with me until the end, I have an amazing surprise that basically automates the entire system for you. So please stick around to the end. It is well worth it. First of all, you're going to get all the information, but then you're going to get something that's going to make your life a lot easier. Now, before we go any further, I want to know where you guys stand. So give it to me on a scale of 1 to 5. How much is AI a threat to your current career path? So 1 would be not at all. You're not worried. 5 is I'm looking at a meteorite screaming towards Earth, and this is going to change everything for me. So just drop the number in chat. All right, we got a 0. That's shocking. We got a lot of 5s, 1s, 3s, 2s, 2.5, I think just went by. A 7. Okay. Yeah. So everybody obviously is going to fall somewhere on that scale, and we're going to be able to help everybody. The people that are scoring a 5, obviously you guys are going to be the most motivated to take the action. I look at it, even from where I'm sitting, already having locked in success, already having my finances taken care of forever. And yet, to me, this is a meteorite screaming towards Earth. Happy to get into the ways in which that is true in the Q&A section. Now, for now, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Tom Bilyeu. I founded 3 different, very successful companies with products that span 6 different industries. I've built in every economic environment you can imagine, including the Great Recession. I sold my previous company, Quest Nutrition, for $1 billion. I've generated over 1 billion organic views with my new company, Impact Theory, and I've built a personal social ecosystem of over 10 million people from scratch. I've also built security software, health and nutrition products, massive manufacturing facilities, both physical and digital publishing divisions, a new media network that spans YouTube, podcasting, what's known as FAST channels, airlines, live streaming, all of it. And now I've even built an online interactive gaming division. Now, I say all of that so you guys know I did not come up as a YouTuber. That might be how some of you know me. That's not how I started. I've been building businesses for 25 years. I've been building businesses for roughly 15 years before I ever stepped in front of a camera. And I'm building to this day. I build businesses. So I've been around the game of entrepreneurship for more than 2 decades. Building is the thing that I do. And today, what I want to show you guys how to do is build with this incredible new tool of AI, something that we have deployed here at Impact Theory to tremendous effect. Now, no matter what industry you're in, what I'm going to show you guys today will work for you. I know because in the last year, my company has deployed it here, and we've seen the results for ourselves. We know what works and what doesn't. We used AI not only as digital employees, but we've also used it to create millions of dollars worth of creative assets for our gaming division, which is where we've had some of our biggest wins, identify patterns in our social content, which has been transformational, write an ungodly amount of sales and marketing copy, which I know a lot of you are going to want to do, and a whole bunch more. Now, I'm a daily user of what I call business-ready artificial intelligence. So I know where the hype ends and where reality begins, and none of this stuff is a silver bullet. It's not a magic wand. We'll talk more about that later. But what I'm going to be talking about today is from firsthand usage. I'm going to walk you guys through exactly what I've learned. Passive listening isn't going to help you very much. So I want you guys to really engage with what we're talking about here today. Don't let it go in one ear and out the other. In fact, if you're ready to go, type "let's go" in the chat. I want to see you guys are with me. You guys are engaged, and we're actually going to be doing something. All right, there we go. It's coming in. First of all, I appreciate how fast you guys are responding. That means a lot. All right, it's incredible. So what we're going to do is build your AI employees. So it's time to start. Let's get to it right now. Before we build the first ones, you're going to need a little bit of help, like making sure that you've got the right idea. The idea is incredible. Incredibly important, I should say. And I need to warn you about something. Most people that use AI are still going to fail. Okay? The average person is going to spend their time dabbling with AI. They're going to poke at it. They're going to get mediocre answers. They're going to waste a whole bunch of time. And then they're going to say the thing that both breaks my heart and makes me laugh, that AI just doesn't work. That's the default path. That is what most people are going to do. Do not be that average person following that default path. If you want to survive this incredible moment of transition that we're all going through, you've got to master AI, not play with it. And I'm going to show you guys how to turn AI into that 5-person team. The team's going to be able to take you from idea to testable business in days, not months, days, but you've got to put in the work. There has never been, nor will there ever be, a true get-rich-quick scheme. What we're doing here today is about tool usage and ultimately hard work. AI is a tool. It is not a magic wand. It's not going to make being an entrepreneur easy. In fact, I want you guys to lean into the hard. One of the things that I always teach my students is that ultimately that's how you build a real business, is you find the thing that other people don't want to do with or without AI. You lean into that difficult thing. Now you've got a moat. The goal of what we're doing here today isn't just to launch, it's to become a full-fledged founder with a profitable business. That's what Zero to Founder is meant to give you a roadmap for. All right, we'll get more into that later. For now, here's the key. This is what I want you to focus on. Treat AI like a team, not a solo genius. So most people think of it as just one big model and it's off doing everything, but I want you guys to think about it a different way. You'd never hire one person to do everything in your company. You wouldn't hire one person to do sales, marketing, product, customer service, etc. That would be insane. What's smart is you build a team. That's exactly how you need to think about AI. I get it. Underneath, it might be a single model. That doesn't matter. Context is everything. Don't treat it like one brain that does everything, even if literally that's what it is. It's one data center, or it's one data set, or one set of weights, however technical you are with AI. The right way to think about this is building a set of specialized tools that will, with that context you give them, act as specialized employees. When you assign those roles properly, which we'll move you through today, you can go faster than you thought possible. Now, what are the roles? One, this is your starting lineup. You've got the researcher, okay? They're going to find the customer's pain point. They're going to validate that demand. Two, you've got the strategist. They're going to take that pain and turn it into a testable offer. Third, you've got your copywriter. They're going to create the words that make people care about your offer. Fourth, the builder, going to put it all together into a simple single landing page, a one-page website. And finally, you've got the marketer. Marketer is going to design your marketing strategy. They're going to outline your funnel, deliver your first batch of paying customers. We're going to walk through each role one by one. I'm going to show you what their job is, how to use them, and what kind of output you can expect, and how to push it and make it better. By the time we're done, you're going to have seen the entire team in action and be ready to use them on your own to make your business a reality. The way it's going to work in practice goes like this. You can take the prompts that I'm about to show you and run them in whatever AI tool you like. So ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. I can give you, like, if you ask about it in the end, I'll tell you like which ones I prefer for what, but it doesn't really matter. Like, they're all good enough. Some of you guys will want to turn what we're doing here into your own custom AI assistants via what are known as custom GPTs or projects if you're using Claude. So the reason that you would do that is you can make them smarter over time, but we'll talk a little bit more about that later. All right, now I know a lot of people come into this thinking, okay, Tom, yes, this sounds good. However, I'm not technical. I don't have the skills for this. That's totally fair. I get it. So before we jump in, I want to show you guys something that proves this isn't about being a tech genius. It's about being willing to learn. Researchers tracked over 5,000 customer support agents. Half of them got access to an AI assistant, and the other half did not. The people using AI became 14% more productive almost overnight. But the crazy part is, the thing you want to pay attention to is that the lowest performers didn't improve by 14%. They improved by 34%. The top performers barely changed. Now, the reason that's important, AI levels the playing field. So if you have ever felt like you didn't have the skills, the background, or the experience to build a business, this is your moment. The playing field has literally never been more level than it is now. We all have access to this thing that can immediately elevate us to that, call it median high level. AI aggregates all of human knowledge and brings it together. And now suddenly everybody has access to that. Now, like, it can help you with math. And so now all of a sudden we're all equal in terms of our ability to perform calculations, but what calculation to perform becomes the big thing. And that's one of the things we want to teach you how to do with AI, is get better at that part, figuring out what you should be looking at, not just what the output is. Now, before we talk specifically about the AI team, I want to clear something up. People are always asking me, Tom, why can't I just spin up some AI agents and have them run my whole business for me? The short answer is AI just isn't good enough yet. Over time, maybe, but it really isn't today. We've tested agents internally across real workflows, operations, content, research, multi-step processes, agentic AI. We have pushed it all to its limits. and it definitely has limits. Now, every single time a human using a well-written custom GPT has outperformed the agent by itself, okay? Humans plus AI right now is the magic formula. 5 years, maybe it's just AI. But today, it's you plus AI. Agents will drift, they'll break, they'll lose context, they forget the objective. They can be super cheesy. They create problems that you then have to go clean up. The tech just is not there yet for all of us to just set and forget. Now, the great news is that's good. That is a good thing. That means you ultimately are going to be the thing that separates you from everybody else. We all have access to the same AI. Makes everything easier. It's going to sharpen you. It's going to make your thinking better, but you can't check out. You've got to engage. So I'm not saying, by the way, that agents are useless. For tight single-purpose automations, they're incredible. Simple triggers, short tasks, clear, repeatable steps, brainstorming. But what we're doing here is pushing way beyond that. We're talking about building an actual business, making decisions, adapting to feedback in real time. All of that requires you in the loop, directing the AI team members, being the tastemaker, being the person that understands what path to go down. You're going to need to be that human involved. All right, let's get into your very first and most important digital employee, the researcher. The researcher's only job is to find the customer's pain. If you don't know what problem you're solving, nothing else matters. Let me be extraordinarily, abusively clear. All business is a product that solves a problem. That's it. Everything else is people trying to figure out how to make people aware that they've solved the problem, to solve it better, to make sure that they're profitable. But what a business is, you identify a problem that people know they have, ideally one that they're screaming to have solved, and you solve it. That's it. Product market fit. When you solve a real screaming problem with an incredible solution, you have product market fit. But most people don't start there. They start with, what cool thing can I build? What cool thing can I build is the wrong question. Start with problem analysis. Key questions like, who's your target market? What are they struggling with? Every business needs that product market fit. There's nothing more important than product market fit. You need to ensure the market wants to buy what you're making. Do not create solutions in need of a problem. Don't build something cool and then try to convince people that they need it. People do this all the time. Don't do it. You will go broke trying to convince people that they have a problem and they just don't know it. That's where most people start. It's the most common mistake that I see all the time. You want instead to solve problems the customer already acknowledges, the problem that keeps them up at night, the thing that they are screaming out for a solution for. How many of you guys have built a cool thing in the past only to realize nobody wanted to buy it? Drop a me in the chat. And if nobody says me, either none of you have started a company or you're lying. Yes, thank you. By the way, to all the people being honest, Josh, Oro, Kimberly, Noman, all the names that are going by very quickly. Awesome. Jason, Eric, Maria, Kiki. I think I saw Kiki. Yes, we've all done it. I've done it. I've lost a lot of money building cool things only for the world to tell me, yeah, this is not what I want. And I realized I didn't have product market fit. So be very thoughtful about, I'm solving a problem. The world wants me to solve this problem, or they want a solution to this problem. All right. Here's where you guys are going to use a researcher, your AI buddy here, to 10x your speed and accuracy at identifying a real problem that people want. Now, as a general note for today, don't worry about taking notes right now. My team is going to send everyone a doc with all the prompts at the end. Okay. Step 1, identify the problem you're going to solve. Quick beginner's note, AI thrives on context. So if you want the AI to act like a researcher, tell it that. Tell it exactly who it is and what its goal is. Prompt 1 will be something like, act like a world-class researcher who meticulously checks their work, list the top 5 urgent and painful problems faced by, and then you're going to insert your target customer, with supporting evidence from Amazon, Facebook, Reddit, or other real sources. Prompt 2 might be something like, what urgent problems or inefficiencies exist within industries experiencing massive growth? Hopefully it's obvious why you want to target areas with big growth. Prompt 3 will go something like, identify solutions people are currently hacking together inefficiently that a thoughtfully designed product could elegantly resolve. And that one gives you a nice, clear signal. If people are hacking together a solution, this is something that's bothering them enough that they're willing to take inefficient action. And so somebody coming along and making that efficient can be a big win. Prompt 4 might go something like, given my experience in, insert your expertise, compile the related pain points and needs people online are expressing that I could develop a service to address. So this is where you don't quite know what problem it is you should be zeroing in on, but you know what you're good at. You would prompt like that. Then tell it, please supply supporting evidence of consumer demand from, say, LinkedIn, Reddit, TikTok, comments, or other real sources. You want it to show its work. You want to see why it's saying that. You don't want it giving opinion. You want it aggregating data and being able to back up exactly why it's putting forth the information it's putting forth. The goal is to move from abstract pain to consolidated insights about your potential customers. Until you know that, you really don't know how exactly to build a product that's going to meet their demands. So we're really doing that problem analysis first. Now, to be honest, you don't need to be something brand new. Your product doesn't have to like revolutionize the world. You need to be something, though, that people immediately recognize as better. So a real life example is what we did at Quest Nutrition. My co-founders and I wouldn't eat any protein bars that were on the market, but protein bars were not exactly novel. So we started making protein bars that we would eat. It was a massive pain point, certainly for us. We had to source proteins ourselves. We had to create flavors from scratch. We had to make them at home, which was very painful. We learned the hard way that using water, of all things, is what makes them rot. Maybe you guys know more about food than I did at the time, but that was super surprising to me. They were better than anything that was on the market, but they weren't commercially viable, at least not yet. So we turned that kludgy solution into something scalable. Other people, seeing what we had done, immediately recognized, oh my God, you solved the problem of making this thing simple, of making it tasty. That's the formula. That's exactly what the researcher is for, is helping you find that thing where people might already be doing something like that, which indicates that there's an opportunity there. Now, this is also why most people fail. They skip this step because it's boring or it's uncomfortable. Inside of Zero to Founder, we keep you from moving on until you've got validated pain, proof, and a simple test that you can run like this week, right away. I'm going to share more about that later. For now, though, let's talk about part 2, which is pressure testing your idea with market analysis, like ruthless market analysis. Do not seek confirmation of what you already believe. Seek disconfirming evidence so you don't waste time going down a path that's a dead end. Once you've narrowed down your potential business ideas to a small handful, now it's time to use something called deep research to perform a rigorous, brutally honest market analysis, exposing vulnerabilities, pinpointing opportunities, clearly outlining where your idea stands against the competition. AI has gotten so good at this. Even since I first started teaching this class, the amount that AI has improved at doing this is staggering. Now, you're going to ask questions like, this is one of my all-time favorite questions, why am I going to fail? You want the AI to tell you that. You want the AI to red team you for a minute, check all the weaknesses in your argumentation, all the potential problems that you might be facing. And to do that, you have to develop a very detailed set of instructions for the AI to follow. Now, again, I'm just giving you guys short examples here so you see how the idea works. I'm not going to waste your time reading a long list of prompt chains. You guys are all, whether you're live, by the way, or in the replay, you're going to get a full prompt document emailed to you later today of the things that I give as examples here, so you don't have to write this all down. Now, for those of you that are with me live, we've built something that makes running these 5 roles way easier. As a reminder, I'm giving it away free to everyone that's here live, so stick with me until the end. All right, if you want to pressure test your ideas, ask things like, what's the market size? What's the growth rate? Who are the top competitors? And what are the gaps in their approach to the problem? What do the trends suggest about demand? Is it rising or falling? Trends is a big thing. Everybody in business thinks of it as a dirty word. They want to think they're above it, that they're cooler. Trust me, I certainly did at the beginning of my journey. You need to understand trends. They are cultural energy. Part 3, validate. You got to validate everything. Validating ideas is a critical part of this because every idea looks good on paper, but most are going to die in the wild. And that's why you want to validate before you build. So you can ask your researcher, what real world evidence shows that there's actual demand? Give me search volumes. Reviews. What are people saying in terms of things that they would pay for an alternative or that they already are paying for alternatives? What red flags suggest this idea might flop? Don't ask it to clap for you or cheer you on. Push it endlessly to find the potential problems. Have other companies tried something like this before me? And if so, why did they fail? That will point out pitfalls that are in front of you. And here's a really important one. What is the simplest test that I could run this week to prove that there's demand before I waste time building the product or the full setup? Now, once you've run through the researcher, you've gone through each of your ideas, you want to choose the one that you're most excited about. When choosing, keep in mind, the struggle is going to be guaranteed and success is not. No matter how obvious this business seems like, no matter how it feels like, oh my God, there's a $100 bill laying on the ground. I can't believe nobody's doing this idea. It is going to be hard. It is going to be hard. So choose something that you would enjoy even in failure. As a critical reminder, when it comes to AI, you cannot take any output at face value, okay? So no matter what it tells you, you guys are going to have to push back. You're going to have to think for yourselves. You're going to have to challenge and question until you truly understand, okay? That is critical. And the same goes for the high level idea. You've got to know this is something that even if you're struggling every day, that it's something you believe in, it's something that you're passionate about. Otherwise, you are going to burn out. All right. When you're dealing with the AI, make sure you challenge and question everything, not until you can repeat back what it said, until you understand why it's saying what it's saying. Because AI is not a magic genie. It will lead you very astray if you don't know how to engage with it. Now, while not a magic genie, it is a magic learning device. And so you want to learn it for that end. You want to actually come to understand all of this stuff. And you want to be seeking the data that backs up your beliefs. Now, the OECD, basically the world's top economic research organization, analyzed dozens of real-world studies on generative AI and found the productivity gains ranged anywhere from 10 to 40%, depending on the task. But the important part is that those gains only happened when humans and AI worked together. When people let the AI run on its own, performance dropped. Hear that. If you just use AI and go, whatever you tell me, I'm going to go with, you're going to move backwards. It's worse than doing it on your own. When you actively lead the AI, give it clear direction, tight prompts, strong feedback loops. That's critical. Output quality and speed skyrocketed in the study. AI isn't creative or strategic on its own. It's important to remember that. It becomes powerful, strategic, creative only when you take the lead. Okay, that's the researcher. If you guys have questions, hit me now. Lauren, who's reading all of this, will stop me if need be. In fact, I'm going to take a sip. And if Lauren doesn't say anything, we'll just keep chugging. All right, let's go. AI employee number 2, the strategist. The researcher gave you the raw pain points and the market analysis. Now the strategist's job is to turn that into a detailed plan. Not a plan for a 6-month roadmap. That's not necessary right now. At this stage, we are not trying to build a full-blown product. We're not even trying to build a full-blown launch strategy. For now, we're just trying to create the simplest, cleanest test. I'm going to get more into this in a minute. Creating a test that we can run to ensure your idea has merit, that there's real product market fit. Our short-term goal is simply to validate the idea before we waste a bunch of time in it. We want to make sure this is a product that somebody wants to buy. Now, I'll walk you through this quickly. Remember, I'm going to be sharing these prompts, so don't worry about taking a ton of notes. Okay. MVT, not MVP. Forget massive personal brands, forget polished sales funnels. You don't need that. An MVT is a minimum viable test versus an MVP, which is a minimum viable product. You don't have to go that deep right now. You don't need high traffic websites. You don't need custom coded apps or mass produced products. Not yet. Eventually, obviously, yes, but not right now. Just take the idea the researcher helped you identify, refine it, create a specific free offer that you can use to test the market's appetite for your product. Minimum viable test examples would be a checklist PDF, a 3-step guide, a short workshop, or mini masterclass. In fact, you guys are inside of what started as a minimum viable test for us to see if people cared about AI, which they do. Hey, who would have thought, Lauren? Who would have thought? All right. The only rule, it must be aligned with the product you eventually want to build. This is what I call straight line marketing. Same value type, same customer, same problem. Obviously, we cover this in extreme detail inside of Zero to Founder. Don't panic about getting this all today. Today, we're just focusing on the AI. Now, before I give you the actual prompts to build this test, I want to see where you guys are. We've got another 1 to 5 scale here for me. How experienced are you guys with actually using AI for strategic planning? A 1 would be, I've never even opened ChatGPT. I don't even know where it is. A 5 is AI is basically my co-founder. I'm already doing this. All right, let me see where we're at. All right, we got a lot of people in the middle. Very fair. It's good. I love that we got some 4s and 5s as well. Let's go. Okay, this is incredible. I love it. We got a 7. Hey, we can always count on them 7s. Let's do it. All right, we're at a 0. Don't worry, zeros. Don't worry, zeros. It's all good. I'm with you. Don't worry, no matter where you're at on the scale, none of that really matters right now. We just want to make sure that we start developing. We want to get everybody up on that 5. We want to get everybody to a 7. That's our goal. It doesn't matter if you're starting low or not. Once you master the pushback cycle, you guys are all going to accelerate very fast. You'll go from dabbling to mastering this stuff very quickly. So no matter where you're at on the scale, don't worry about it. But you need to pay attention to these next steps. They are super key. Let's go through the prompts to shape the best test. So it's going to go something like this. Based on insert pain point that you want to solve, suggest 5 lead magnet or mini offer ideas that people would fall over themselves to download. These should be documents so rich in value that my target customer would gladly pay $50 or even $100 for them. And remember, the idea is not like, what is the lamest, cheapest, cheesy thing that I can put out there? It's like, what is the coolest thing that I could put together quickly, because this is just our test, but what's the coolest thing that I could put out there that people would really be excited about? Put that thing out there. Then rank them by which would be fastest to build, cheapest to launch, and most likely to get signups. The most likely to get signups part is the important part. It means it actually would solve somebody's problem. They really want this thing because we're trying to get a sense of what the appetite really is. It's going to give you some answers. Most of them are going to be cheesy. You do the pushback cycle, which is critical. Don't take the first answer. You're going to tell the strategist things like, these are just examples, make it simpler, make it more desirable, add more value, cut the fluff, show me 3 more just like this, whatever the case may be. Okay, this is where you have to bring your intelligence to bear. There's no one size fits all thing I can tell you to do right now. It's going to be predicated on specifically what you're trying to do and specifically the weaknesses of the answers you've received. So don't worry about using those specific words. Just know that initial outputs from the AI tend to be bad. And then as you refine them, they tend to get extraordinary. But you have to go through that process. And you just keep going until you land on an idea that you think, oh my God, people really will not be able to resist that. You can tell your friends, get feedback from them. You'll see there'll be an idea where you're like, whoa, if I can actually deliver on that, which AI is going to help you with, but if I can actually deliver on that, people would go gaga for this thing. Now, the strategy can also help keep you honest. And so, again, we're going back into the why might this fail? What assumptions am I making that might be wrong? What's the smallest version of this test? Like, let's really refine it down. That would still help me prove product market fit. All right. Until you can answer those questions and modify your plan accordingly, don't move forward. Quick recap. The strategist takes that raw pain, turns it into a clear, testable offer. It's going to help you design the MVT, test, keep it on a straight line with the final product, strip away everything that isn't essential. That way you're not doing a bunch of extra work. And remember, if you stick with me until the end, we've made this process easy for you, but you're going to need to stick around. All right, you guys will see what I mean when we drop in the live only bonus, so hang tight. AI employee number 3, the copywriter. Select your favorite idea from the strategist, feed it to the copywriter. The copywriter is going to handle all of your communication and marketing needs for your MVT. You're going to prompt it to write social posts, landing page, emails, the lead magnet itself, calls to action, things like that. But you're going to do it all one at a time. And honestly, you're going to do it section by section inside of, like, if you're writing an email, you don't try to write the whole email in one shot. You break things up. Here'd be a sample prompt for a lead magnet. Based on, insert your pain point, what's a simple, highly desirable lead magnet someone would race to download that would rapidly solve their problem? Give me 5 must-have ideas that are related to my product, relevant to my target audience, and that I can build using AI in just a few hours. Now, as a heads up, remember, just like all outputs, the initial marketing outputs from AI are usually god-awful. So you guys are going to need to work with it to refine it. But if you run the process well, you can get some surprisingly good results. And you should also spend time with your AI really building a mental model of what makes marketing good so that you yourself know. Again, we go into great detail on this stuff inside of Zero to Founder, but you can do this stuff with AI. If you're willing to do that learning process, it's pretty extraordinary. Okay, next up, the copywriter is going to write your page. You're going to start with a one-liner and 3 bullets. Keep it simple. Then you're going to expand the page, right? But first you want to get the skeleton of it down. Don't overcomplicate it. Your prompts are going to look something like write a 1-sentence hook for, and then insert your lead magnet. Give me 3 benefit-driven bullets that make it irresistible. Now you're going to draft copy for a 1-page website with these headlines, bullets, and while you're at it, please give me an irresistible CTA. Now, to be honest, I would actually break those up. I would first write the draft copy, so get an outline for it. Then I would go in, refine my headlines. I'm breaking these up into these steps. I found that AI is much better when you do everything in these small segments. It takes more time, but the output that you get is far, far, far better. Now, you're going to keep things simple, okay? In the next step, the builder is going to take all of that and turn it into a design, but right now you just need the words that are going to get people to click. As a pro tip, after the first output, try prompts like, rewrite this with more emotion, more specificity, less fluff. You'll develop your own phrases. Don't take those too literally. Show me 3 different variations. That's one I use a lot. Sometimes I'm like, show me 5, show me 10. I want to see different variations using different approaches. There are countless follow-up prompts you guys will get used to doing. Don't be afraid to describe your general emotion. So this thing rambles, man. This is boring. Tighten this up. Write something more pithy. Write something half the length, or give it an exact number. Write something that is roughly 350 words long, whatever. In conjunction with the marketer, which we're going to go through shortly, the copywriter is also going to generate the copy for your social media presence. You'll need to first develop the overall strategy with the marketer, but here's a quick example of how you would prompt the copywriter once you have the outline from the marketer to generate a series of social media posts. These two are like back and forth, so listing them out sequentially is a little fake in that you're going to get a piece from one, go back to the other, and tweak them back and forth. Don't panic about that. All right, so your prompt would sound something like, using my outline, please create a 5-post content series for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, enter the platform, to promote a new lead magnet that solves, insert your pain point, the one that you solve, and then each post must include a scroll-stopping first line, which is true, by the way. You need a hook. A brief personal story or personal insight. Tension, a cliffhanger or contradiction, something that's going to hold people's attention. Real value, no fluff, like be direct. Otherwise, AI really does tend to pad things. A soft call to action in a bold, useful voice. 0 personal branding fluff. Okay, one more recap. The copywriter creates every word your business needs to attract and convert. They're going to write social posts, landing pages, emails, lead magnets, your calls to action, hooks, all one at a time if you're following my method. Refine it until it works. Now, as a PSA, I'm giving you guys the prompts here, but we're going to give you something in the end that's going to make your life a whole lot easier, be even faster way to get your copywriter up and running. So stay with me live till the end. All right, AI employee number 4 is the builder. In an afternoon, I can't believe this is true, but it is, AI is getting so good at coding, you can vibe code your minimum viable test application and website. Vibe coding is just a new way of building apps and websites using AI without needing to know how to code. If you guys haven't played with this, man, you are in for a treat. This is going to be the one, though, that gives you existential dread because you're going to be like, whoa, this is good at this. What is left for me? And this is why you want to move fast, because right now there is a closing window where we can use AI as a tool while everybody else panics and buries their head. But what you can do with vibe coding is incredible. You just describe what you want, literally in plain language. That's the vibe part. And then the tool is going to do the heavy lifting. It's basically designing with words. So instead of code, you just speak. This is where tools like Replit, Bolt, Lovable, those guys all come in. These are your no-code, low-code co-founders, essentially, is a good way to think of them. They let you bring your vision to life in an afternoon. You don't need a dev team. There's no design degree, no waiting. You literally just spend like 5-10 minutes researching which one matches your taste, and then go. Honestly, they're all great. Do not belabor the point. Just try one, try them all. Just pick one. Get going. Pick them out of a hat if you have to. Do not get stuck in tool analysis paralysis. The whole idea of engaging with me is that you actually want to do something. Not do a bunch of learning. You want to execute today. All right, here's the workflow. 1, you're going to gather and organize the output from the researcher, identifying your business idea and the MVT that we established. 2, we're going to copy them into the builder. 3, we're going to work with whatever vibe coding solution you've chosen. We're going to generate a visually impactful one-page site that explains your offer and gives you a way to capture people's email addresses, that's big, in exchange for the lead magnet. It's very important, but very simple. Then you're going to tell it, build me a visually stunning one-page site for, and then insert your MVT that you're going to be launching, that follows the design style of, and then make sure you give it an image of your target design. It will be so much better if you show it what you're trying to describe. Then give it your copy, the copy that the copywriting AI created with you, with your exciting CTA, things like testimonial blocks, etc., and tell it to optimize for mobile or desktop, whatever your needs are. That's it. It's nothing fancy, okay? You guys do not need animations. You don't need 12 pages. You don't need a branding kit. You don't need any of that stuff right now. You just need a single page that's going to allow you to tell people what the lead magnet is, that captures their email, and then actually delivers the lead magnet and proves that there's demand for what you're doing. And then, just like with the other roles, I'm going to give you guys prompts, the stuff that I've gone over here today, so don't kill yourself trying to write it all down. Doesn't matter. Okay. Your builder isn't about polish, so don't worry about that. It's just about proof. You want to get it live. You want to get it tested. You can always improve it over time, but just get it going. All right. Now, the important part. We're going to make some real dosh. We are at AI employee number 5. This is the marketer. Now, never forget, our eventual goal is to generate profitable revenue. You need AI to build a marketing strategy and funnel that actually makes you money, okay? So while I say our goal is to get something done, get it across the finish line, we are in the business of building a real business here, okay? So this is not about checking a box or doing a school project. We want to make something that actually makes money. The marketer's job is to generate the attention that you're going to need to turn attention into dollars and cents, paying customers. Here is how you put the marketer to work. 1, we're going to create a marketing plan. So you're going to prompt something like, create a marketing plan designed to reach my ideal customers online, given what you know about my customers' psychodemographics, build a plan I can feed to a copywriter, that's where I say these go back and forth, that would generate maximum awareness across both free and paid channels with a heavy emphasis on free social media, okay? Free in the beginning. Assume a lead magnet strategy rather than direct sales. 2, sales flow. Prompt will look something like, create a sales funnel flow in a document form that I can use to gain the attention of my ideal customer, get them to download my lead magnet, and then migrate them via email marketing and social media from potential customer to downloading my lead magnet all the way to paying customer. Map out a 30, 60, 90-day growth plan and to scale to 5K or even 10K a month, whatever your goal is, 100K a month, whatever is actually realistic for the product that you sell. Include weekly priorities, posting cadence, key success metrics for each content type and area of focus. 3, direct outreach. Your prompt will go something like, write 3 initial outreach DM scripts that I can send to someone in, whatever your niche is, that's struggling with whatever your specific pain point is. Each one should sound like a friend, not a pitch, lead with shared experience or an observation, offer a free audit tool or insight if they want it, use plain, casual, no pressure language. Now, once you have all of that, you post, you share, you DM, and then you listen. If people say yes, you're onto something. And if they ghost you or tell you it's trash, you are still learning. One idea that I want to make all of you aware of, that I think is incredibly important, that I credit a lot of my success to, is that failure is the most information-rich data stream on planet Earth. Failing is fine. You just need the information. Update your mental model and move on. As you get the information, whether it's good or bad, even if you're feeling like you're getting kicked in the face, it's giving you the information that you need to refine, to adjust, and then relaunch your offer. And that's the loop that you're going to be using AI in. It's what I call the physics of progress. And you're going to be in that loop until you identify the thing that needs to be built that really will get people excited, that solves a problem and makes you money. Okay, to recap, you've now met the entire AI startup team. It's this straightforward. The researcher, they find the pain point, validate demand. The strategist, they turn that pain into a testable offer. The copywriter creates the words that make people care about your offer. The builder puts it all together on a simple single-page website that you got created out of thin air without needing to know how to code. And then the marketer, they design your marketing strategy, they outline your funnel, they deliver your first batch of paying customers if all is going well. All right, status check. Give me a 1 if that all makes sense and you're ready to rock. Give me a 2 if some gaps remain. Look at that. All right, that's what I like to see. Okay, we got a ton of 1s. I love it. Got some 2s. No worries. Nobody needs to panic about that. We can get you guys there. All right. All right, I think I saw a 4 go by. Okay, don't worry. We got help for the 4s as well. You're going to be good. Okay, I love to see it, man. All right, let's go, everybody. Okay, so if you guys have that locked and loaded, you are ready to get started today, okay? And that's the goal. We want to get you guys out there doing your thing, really building something. I want to remind everybody there's never been a better time to build a business than now. I don't want you guys to be afraid. I want you to go into this like completely fearless. A little bit later, by the way, I'm going to be doing Q&A. So if you've got questions, you're like, I'm almost ready to start, but it would take me from a 2 to a 1 as an answer to this question. I will answer it. I will answer everything that you guys are asking. Now, I promised you something at the start of the class, namely that we've made this even easier somehow magically. And here is how we did that. We've actually built all 5 of these roles for you. They are plug and play ready custom GPTs, ready to go right now, each one preloaded with all the prompts and the workflows that I just walked you through. And since you guys committed, you showed up live, you're here with me today, we're going to give you access to all 5 of those for free, no strings attached, no extra charge, nothing. Just to thank you guys for being here and being live. I believe this moment is so transformational. If you know me at all from YouTube, you know how invested I am in entrepreneurs and wanting to see you guys succeed. So I am just grateful to the contributions that you're going to make, if you haven't already, as an entrepreneur to building something. There would be no tax dollars without entrepreneurs. Let's all keep that in mind. So that's our free gift to you guys for being here, for investing in yourselves and building something great. It's going to leapfrog you guys. Again, I really wish that I'd had something like this when I started 25 years ago. We want to give you that leg up. All right. I've covered a lot of ground. I do not want to bamboozle you guys, though. There's still way more work that you're going to have to do to take your MVT, that minimum viable test, and turn it into a real business. Now, I get it. For many of you, even the MVT just feels like this gigantic mountain that you're climbing. Building a business, though, is not for the faint of heart. So don't lose faith in yourself. And if you're looking for somebody to believe in you, I believe in you. Now, I don't believe in you because I know you and I think you're extraordinary. I believe in you because I went through this myself. I've been through this several times. I've taught thousands and thousands of students at this point. And listen, when I started, nobody believed in me. Not my mom, not my best friend, and certainly not the man who is now my father-in-law. And to be honest, they shouldn't have. It's very fair. I wasn't somebody who showed signs of promise. I hadn't accomplished anything when I set out to found my first company. I understand why they were skeptical. I understand why you guys might be skeptical. But ultimately, all that mattered was that I had what I call the only belief that matters, which is if you put time and energy into getting better, you'll actually get better. If you put time and energy into getting better at AI, you'll get better. If you put time and energy into building a business, you'll get better. And then I coupled that with the fact that I just didn't quit despite a whole lot of failure. I failed early. I fail often. I still fail to this day, but I know what we talked about earlier. Failure is the most information-rich data stream on planet Earth. And so as long as I'm not letting my ego get in the way, I can learn and I can make progress. Now, I absolutely cannot guarantee that you guys will be successful. Life just doesn't work like that. But I can tell you this, AI dramatically increases your chances of success. Dramatically, especially right now. It is still so early. You are ahead of the vast majority of humanity who are still cowering in fear, promising themselves they're going to start someday, tomorrow. They're going to get run over. You guys, on the other hand, you're starting today. You've already started. You know already how to work with the 5 AI team members. We're even going to give you the 5 AI team members preloaded, stocked, ready to go. You really can, as of right now, execute on your own. You can take the 5 AI agents and go build something. And I'm not joking. I'm sure some people will, and I know we've had people do that from previous classes. But I also know that many of you are like me and you want more than just a quick start guide. You want to know not only how to begin, but you want to know how to actually build something that will last, a product that solves a real problem, something that is profitable, that's going to make you money. And you're going to want a blueprint that provides hyper tactical information on things like customer discovery, offer creation, sales and marketing, social media strategy, what I called the physics of progress earlier. It's one of the most important things you're going to learn. All the things that go along with generating profitable revenue. You'll want an accelerator program that's going to take you through the actual action steps, step by step, and give you a guide that covers every important milestone that you're going to need to actually achieve your goals. Now, if that's you, before we go into Q&A, which we are going to do, I want to show you guys the next step. This masterclass can give you the strategy, there's no doubt, but it cannot give you the structure or outcome-based sprints that you're actually going to need to succeed. Our tangible accelerators and guided group sessions will offer you huge value in terms of guiding you through the process of actually launching and scaling your business. If you're stuck, trust me, information is not the thing you need more of. You need a system that helps you execute without confusion. So give me 5 minutes right now. I'll show you guys how to take what you learned today and actually turn it into a real business. Then we'll do the Q&A. I'll drop the links to the custom GPTs. So if you guys are cool with that, when you type yes in the chat, if you're down for that, we'll get started. I love it. I love to see it. All right. Beautiful. All right, guys. Cool. Let's do it. Thank you for all that. Everybody's locked. We're loaded. Let's do it. All right. Zero to Founder is not a course you watch. It's important to understand. It's an execution system designed to actually take you from zero to a clear idea, a testable offer, and a real product, and getting your first paying customers. You guys won't be doing it alone. You'll be in weekly execution sprints. Weekly execution sprints. You're going to be building with other people around you, right there, getting help. Where when you're doing this with other people alongside you, other founders doing the same thing, there's such an accelerant to that. Now, the thing that you're going to get, like the exact stuff. One, you'll get the same 4-part launch program that I use personally to build businesses. I've used it to build 3 multi-million-dollar businesses, including one that did over $1 billion in revenue. Over $1 billion in revenue, okay? This is your step-by-step roadmap to go from idea to paying customers. Second, you're going to get live execution sprints that deliver real outcomes fast, like our Visibility Challenge, which is a 5-week sprint that takes you from idea to validated offer with a live landing page, collecting real signups. That is what you will walk away with. So if you had any anxiety over that part, we're going to walk you through it step by step. Third, I personally run group coaching every month. I'm there with you, taking the hardest questions from community members. That way you guys continue to get direct access to someone who's done this before multiple times. Fourth, we leverage AI to increase your productivity and results. You get our plug and play prompts and custom GPTs that speed up execution, automate repetitive tasks, and keep you focused on high impact work. We have an AI momentum lab that will show you step by step how to build your personal AI operating system so you can execute on building your business every day. You're not just dropped into the deep end like, figure it out. We take you through the AI Momentum Lab. Fifth, and honestly, this is the best part, you're not doing this alone. You're joining a private community of over 2,200 founders building businesses across dozens of industries. These are real people building, testing, failing, learning, and growing together. Six, support on demand. We've got weekly check-ins for you, roundtables, workshops, and events running 5 days a week, and you'll have the help that you need when you need it. If you want to join us, you can click the link in the chat right now. And if you're ready to move quickly, we've got an extraordinary bonus for you guys. This is for anyone who moves fast and signs up by 3 p.m. today. You get a 90-minute offer sprint. This is a guided build session to get you ready to launch. And it's happening this Monday, February 9th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. You're not going to be sitting back and watching. You're going to be building live with my world-class success team. The same people who've helped over 2,200 people and other founders start their businesses. This is a 90-minute sprint, and you're going to walk away with an offer that people actually want, not another cool idea you hope works. You're going to get the proof so that you don't end up wasting weeks building in the dark. You're going to know exactly what to build next because you're going to have that real market feedback. You're going to find out if your idea has legs before you invest the time and money. And the workshop like this, if we were selling it, would easily come with a $500 price tag. But when you join Zero to Founder before 3 p.m. today, I'm going to include it free as a reward and encouragement for people who move fast, because ultimately speed is the point, especially in the age of AI, boys and girls. The world is waiting for nobody. Now, don't worry if you can't attend it live. You'll still get the replay and can work in that same step-by-step fashion at your own pace. But again, access to the workshop and replay will only be available to those who join Zero to Founder by 3 p.m. Pacific today. The link is in the chat now. Sign up now, guys, if you want to get that bonus. Do not delay. All right, if you were to buy everything inside of Zero to Founder separately, the total would be $4,761, and I'll give you the breakdown just as a sanity check so you can see we're not making this up. You get the live virtual events with me, access to the Zero to Founder community, AI tools for founders, the full launch curriculum, soft guidance from our success team, access to the live events and coaching vault, as well as our accelerator sprints, which are some of the most important things you're going to engage with and make us the most different from everybody else that offers things like this. If you add it all up, the total value comes to $4,761. And to be honest, that's extremely conservative, as the Zero to Founder curriculum alone is $1,520 for 6 months. But today, I'm going to do even better than that, and all of you guys get all of this, everything on this slide, for just $497. That's a 10x value for about $3 a day, less than the cost of a protein bar. Just $3 a day to buy your freedom during one of the most volatile economic transitions that humans have ever gone through. Click the link in the chat to join Zero to Founder today. Don't pass it up, guys. If you're serious about taking control of your destiny and launching your own company, get involved. You're going to get the step-by-step help that you need. All right, to recap everything that you're going to get when you join Zero to Founder, get 6 months of full access. That means the launch curriculum, the masterclass, the coaching vault, the weekly execution sprints, the monthly group coaching with me, plus the private founder community, live events, and the AI tools that are going to speed everything up. And if you enroll by 3 p.m. Pacific today, you also get that fast action bonus, the 90-minute offer sprint. The total value is $4,761. But again, if you act right now today, you're going to get it all for just $497 for the full 6 months. Remember that the bonus is only available for people that enroll by 3 p.m. today. All right. Just to clear up the common questions that I always get before we do the Q&A. Yes, this is a 6-month subscription. It's $497 for 6 months, not $497 per month. After the first 6 months, your membership renews automatically at the same locked-in rate. So your price is never going to go up as long as you stay in. You can cancel anytime with just a few clicks and you're not going to be charged again. No, we do not offer refunds. But again, you can cancel anytime before your next renewal so you're not stuck. No, you won't be learning how to code. This is not about building AI. It's about using AI to build a real business, but not actually learning to code or building AI itself. Zero to Founder gives you all the tools, systems, and support you guys need to build your business. The link is in the chat right now if you want to be a part of this incredible training and community that we've worked so hard over the last several years trying to really make this thing an accelerant for real founders who are trying to build something that matters. Now, I want to be clear who this is for and who it's not. This is not a place where you come in and sit back like you're in a classroom and you just take some notes. This is a place where you execute. Okay? If you just want to do more research, we're not going to be the right fit. If you want structure, accountability, and a system that pushes you to execute, you're in the right room. But the only thing that matters is, does this program actually work for real people? Does it help them launch businesses? Now, aspiring founders inside of Zero to Founder are already having incredible wins. We've got Evgeny. He joined just a couple weeks ago, got focused, stopped building busy. He fixed his targeting. He tightened his offer. He made sales the core focus of what he was doing, and it resulted in $10,000 in sales in January of 2026 alone, and his close rate jumped from 10% to 53% after having only been in the program for a few weeks. Second, we've got David. David is a proven creative, been doing that for a while, serious track record. But when he joined, he was stuck in execution paralysis. He was tinkering, like doing some one-off stuff instead of actually shipping. He made one pivot. He stopped hiding behind the product, started selling his expertise. In 5 months, his revenue climbed from effectively zero to $4K a month, and a simple $15 ad landed him a $1,200 per month client. Bruce, another great success story. He set a goal of doing $45,000 in his first full quarter using our Profit Push Accelerator and one of our execution sprints. He didn't just hit it. He generated $70,000. That's $25K over his own already aggressive target. And if you want to see what this looks like on the high end, look at Goran. Goran, one of our students, now closing a $23,000 a month deal on a 13-month contract. That's a $299,000 total contract. We cover different industries. We've got people with different starting points, but it's the same mechanism, same structure, all about accountability, executions, the sprints, the AI, Momentum Lab, all of it, giving you guys the tools that you need to stop treating AI like a toy and start using it for real, for business. Now, I need to be very clear. Results will vary. Nobody, not me, not anybody else, can guarantee success. But I can promise you this. If you follow a real system and do the reps, your odds go up dramatically. Now, I know some of you guys are inevitably thinking something along the lines of, I don't have time. Listen, nobody has time. That's why ZTF is built around fast sprints and plug and play frameworks. And if you can spare a few focused hours a week, you really can gain insane momentum. We see students do it all the time. Now, I know some of you guys are probably thinking something like, okay, I can make the time, but I'm not an expert. The reality is you don't need to be. Nobody starts off as an expert, least of all me. AI is going to help do a lot of that heavy lifting and help you short circuit a ton of that learning. But you're also just going to learn along the way. And like I said, you're going to learn a lot from failure. And when you're inside Zero to Founder, you're not alone. You're going to be surrounded by other people that can help guide you, give you insights into what they've learned as well. You're a part of a larger community of people that are essentially going through it with you. Some of you might be thinking, I'm just not ready. The bad news is the world just isn't going to wait. AI is moving at lightning speed. And the only way to get ready is to actually get in the game. Watching from the sidelines just doesn't prepare people. It just doesn't. You have to do the thing. You've got to put in the reps. That's going to be the thing that actually makes you better. Now, there's no perfect moment to start a business, but there are historic moments, and this is one of them. This is that narrow window where you've got a new, extremely powerful tool, but most people still don't know how to use it. Move now while that gap exists. The people who embrace AI now, they're going to dominate. They're the people that are not going to get left behind. Zero to Founder exists to put you guys on the right side of that divide with a real system, real support, and real execution. So the question is, are you ready to move forward? If you are ready, join by 3 p.m. Pacific today. You get the 6 full months of Zero to Founder for just $497 total, not per month, total. Plus, you get the bonus 90-minute offer sprint with the success team. As a bonus, though, that's only if you join by 3 p.m. today. All right, guys, jump in, see what you can do with the right AI framework. You can move fast. You can get this done. It really is possible. The human capacity to learn is extraordinary. AI is extraordinary. And together, the things you can do will be incredible. And when you're doing all of that within a framework, you get that much more out of it. So I hope you will join me and 2,200 other founders building their dream businesses inside of Zero to Founder. The link is in the chat right now, or you can scan the QR code on the screen. All right, now I know the part that many of you have been waiting for. We built all 5 of those AI teammates that you saw us walk through, the researcher, the strategist, the copywriter, the builder, and the marketer as custom GPTs. They are preloaded. They are trained and ready to go. And because you guys showed up live today, you're getting them all for free. We're dropping a link in the chat as we speak. Click the link, enter your email, and we'll send you the private link to unlock all 5 GPTs. To be very clear, do not put your email in the chat. Don't do that. Don't spam yourself. Don't dox yourself. Click the link, then add your email to that. Okay? People make that mistake distressingly frequently. Don't do that. Click the link, add your email there, and then we'll send the GPTs. All right? GPTs is the click the link bit in the chat. You got to do that first. All right. Again, this is only for people that are here live. So if you're watching the replay, love you. Unfortunately, though, it's too late. But don't worry. You can still get access to all 5 of those GPTs preloaded, ready to go when you sign up for Zero to Founder. For everyone live right now, go click the link. It's in the chat. Get your custom GPTs for free. Okay, it's time for your questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. No questions too easy. No questions too hard. Whatever you want to ask, I'm here for it.
All right, Tom. First question I want to pop up to you was popping in the question in the chat while you were speaking. A lot of people were asking, I don't have a business idea. Is this the place for me? And we do help you if you don't have a business idea. Can you speak to how they get to the business idea? Is it necessary? It has to be the passion, or can they just get started on something?
Well, so we'll talk about passion in a second, but the whole idea of the researcher is to help you identify that pain point to build a business around. So you're here not because I think you already have a business idea. You're here because you want to control your destiny. You're here presumably because you understand how transitional this moment is, that a lot of you see that, oh, starting a business has never been easier and I want to control my destiny. You may just want more upside, right, at your business. You're capped out at whatever your salary is. Entrepreneurship is a different game. It says if you can win, there's, effectively unlimited upside. Some of you are here because you know that you might lose your job in the next 3 years. So there's just so much uncertainty when you've got the smartest analysts in the world saying that we could be losing upwards of 300 million jobs worldwide in the next 5 to 10 years. It's like, okay, hold on a second. I need another plan. That's why you're here. So we don't expect people to come in with a business idea. We're going to help you develop it. It is literally step 1 of the program.
Nice. And we got a question. This is anonymous. What makes you different from every other AI can build you a product out there that sounds exactly the same as what you're doing?
Well, so the big thing that's going to separate this is everybody using AI as a tool is going to get the same answers. But as I was walking you through, the first answer is terrible. And so our job is to help you guys become extraordinary at getting the quality out of that. But that's just the AI side. Remember, AI is a tool to launch a business. So the reason that we offer this is because I've spent the last 25 years building businesses very successfully. And one question we often get asked is, okay, Tom, well, if you've been so successful, why do you teach this? I teach it really for 2 reasons. One, I believe that we're living in a moment that, if you guys know me from my political stuff, I believe this is a very volatile time, and that if we're going to be strong and move forward, we've got to have entrepreneurs building businesses that kick off tax revenue. I think people are confused and don't realize that the only thing that makes tax revenue is a business. So I want to help as many people around the world as I can to do that, to build thriving businesses. Entrepreneurs also solve massive problems. But I have a business that I'm doing. I'm a video game developer. Video games are years and years and years of just pouring money into something, not knowing if it's going to be a total flop day one when it lands. And so it's a very feast or famine industry. So I generate revenue off of this so that I don't have to raise money to build that game. So it's been an incredible thing where I get to teach something I'm deeply passionate about and generate revenue to feed something that could be a total bust. So that's why I do it. So we want to help people learn from my expertise. So you're taking a course that isn't just AI go build. There are physics to building businesses that I know intimately well and can uniquely pass on and help people with because of my experience. Again, if you don't know who I am, that might sound like a big claim. If you know a little bit about my background, that becomes less confusing. I've had major wins. I did not make my money selling courses. Like I said, I was an entrepreneur for 15 years before I ever stepped in front of a camera. I had built 3 multi-million-dollar companies before I ever sold my first course. So yeah, my background is just straight up entrepreneurship, building products that people actually want.
Awesome. And this one is for those of asking about physical products. This might sound odd, but what if my business is all about IRL experiences? Does using AI fly in the face of the philosophy behind business?
Not at all. It's one of the great ironies of AI is that take Disney. So Disney just hired their new CEO. They promoted him up through the experiences division, so parks, cruises, things like that, because they realized we need to build a moat, right? So you would think, oh, these are guys that they don't like AI. They realize it's disrupting their business. But as they're making these huge investments into making sure that they're driving people into physical experiences to create a moat that AI will not be able to cross, on the other hand, they're making huge investments into OpenAI itself, for instance, brokering a huge deal with those guys, investing in putting AI in their parks, like using AI at every phase of development. And AI is a tool. AI aggregates all of human knowledge. AI synthesizes basically the entire corpus of what humans know. And so once you understand what AI really is and where it can help, like if you think of it as it's just intelligence. And so now you're able to apply that intelligence to whatever you want, whatever problem you're trying to solve. It could be real world. It could be, you could use AI to help you build a business about helping people avoid using AI. Oh, the great irony. But if you understand AI as a tool and not like the outcome in itself, so we're not teaching you how to build AI companies. We're not teaching you how to build AI. We're teaching you how to leverage this new tool as one of the many things that we will teach you about building a thriving business.
Nice. And question from, I think, Faisal. In the architectural industry, top business owners are not often expressing their pain points on social media. How can AI help me with this type of customer?
Okay, you're going to be shocked. So this is where the more you spend time with AI, the more you're going to realize the following statement is true. AI has aggregated the entire corpus of human knowledge. Okay, corpus is a fancy word. Everything that anybody has ever put in print or online is known by AI. Let that sink in. So if you had an architect that wrote a blog once about whatever pain point that architects are going through, AI already knows it. So you'll be shocked to see how much data is already in books on the internet that AI is aware of in every niche that you can possibly imagine. And I'm talking like, if we have any gamers like me, you'll be shocked by the time a game has been out for, I mean, even like in early release or beta, there'll be like full breakdowns of the game, how it works, the functioning systems, because the AI is going and like listening to every video that's been posted, every tweet that's put out about it. It's wild. So the odds that there's actually some super secret thing because these people don't go on social media is one of many, many, many vectors of getting the data. Have a deep conversation with AI at some point about a thing you know intimately. You will see, again, it's going to give you cheesy answers. Its initial analysis might be weak. Just push it. And then it will go do more analysis and be like, when you're not satisfied, it doesn't just make up a new answer. It goes out and does more research, but it does it like in minutes. And then it will come back and be like, okay, you're right. Thank you for pushing me and sending me down that. Here's what I just learned. It is the most insane thing. I cannot say enough. I am blown away by it every time I use it. I finally got my mom, who's almost 80 years old, to use it. And she was like, what? She had no idea. Like, my mom's big into quilting. She had no idea. AI knows everything about quilting. Everything. What do you want to know? Who the players are, who makes the best blankets, what the right stitch is. It's nuts. So anyway, you'll see with the things that you know intimately that it does give terrible answers in the beginning. But if you push it like, ooh, buddy, they start getting better and better and better and better. And we'll teach you all about using documentation and things like that. So you don't have to constantly like force it down those avenues. You can train it where you're at, how you look at the world, all that good stuff. It's all very doable. Again, it is not a magic wand. It is a tool, but when you use it, when you learn to use it well, you will be blown away. Whether you guys become a part of Zero to Founder or not, for the love of God, integrate AI in any way into your life that you can, but don't trust it. It will lie to you. It will manipulate you. I've got a whole deep dive. Again, if you know me from the YouTube side of things, I've got a whole deep dive coming out about it, about ways that it will try to manipulate you and all this stuff. But it's still the most extraordinary tool I have ever engaged with ever in my life. You have to know its limitations. You have to know how to get it to work for you. But goodness, it's incredible.
Nice, nice. And just to address some of the identity side, there's people obviously to work full time. Is this a program you can do part time if you're still working a job to keep the lights on?
This is built for people that have kids and are trying to keep the lights on and are like barely able to keep their nose above water, because that's life. There are going to be very few of you that are just like, I have all the time in the world. That's not how I've certainly experienced life. But to give you an idea, I was a founder and executive at a software company while I founded Quest Nutrition on the side. Okay. So I was literally running two companies at the same time. Sometimes you just got to suck it up and do the nights and weekends thing. And by the way, I did all of that without sacrificing sleep. I haven't set an alarm. I mean, listen, I'll wake up to an alarm maybe 5 or 10 times a year, but it's been that way for almost 20 years now. So if you have kids, it's going to be tough to do without losing some sleep. I get that, but losing sleep is terrible. I'm not pitching that. I'm not saying grind yourself into the dirt, but you are going to need to be efficient. And efficiency is one of my superpowers. So definitely something you guys will hear plenty about.
And kind of down that rabbit hole. Great question from Stephanie. Also, seriously, how do people manage being in front of the screen for the majority of the day to get all this done? Do you segment your time, control your space, etc.?
I do, but she would find me a psychopath. So know what your strengths and weaknesses are. My wife, for instance, is not able to clock time in front of a screen the way that I am. Figure out what works for you, what doesn't. There's no one size fits all. So yeah, you just need to find your balance. The work has to get done. It doesn't all have to be in front of a screen. You can, like, you may just say, oh, this is going to take me longer than it might take somebody else, but I'm committed to doing, 4 hours a week or whatever. You find your rhythm. Just don't use that as an excuse, right? We all have excuses and they're yours if you want them. You can grab that excuse and feel perfectly fine about the fact that you never achieved because you had XYZ excuse. Or you can say, this matters enough to me that I'm going to push through the boring stuff. I'm going to push through the things I don't want to do. I'm going to learn the hard things, right? You're going to hear me say inside the program, lean into the hard. So this is going to be hard. Like, there's no two ways about that. That's why I say this is not a get rich quick scheme. We're going to find the difficult thing that breaks most people emotionally, and we're going to go do that. Like, if you want to understand how I got wealthy, one of the things was I had to become a manufacturer. So I had to engineer my partners. Now, I wasn't doing it by myself, but I had to learn how to engineer equipment. So imagine going from being a software guy in a white collar job to wearing a hairnet every day and having bloody knuckles from repairing equipment. It was like, that was the hard. That was the thing nobody else was willing to do. They were all like, well, if I can buy the equipment off the shelf, then I'll build the business. And if I can't, I won't. I took a different approach. It was, what is a problem somebody actually wants solved that they would pay money for? And then you find, oh, cool, this is hard. So most people won't do this. So I'm going to go do that thing. I want to be very clear. I cannot make business easy. can make it easier, but I cannot make it easy. What I can do is remove the confusion. You're never going to be sitting there going, I don't know what to do next. That's what we're offering. You will have a system. You will know what to do next. I cannot make the thing that you have to do next always easy. It is often going to be a hard thing that you need to do next. So you've just got to decide how badly you want the outcome of being able to control your destiny.
Nice. And a question that was actually upvoted in the chat. Why do you still use ChatGPT when most people in 2026 are using other models? Although code last week is bringing some people back.
Well, so first of all, ChatGPT is no longer my primary. Chat and I had a bit of a breakup. So I'm sad to report on that. So when we say custom GPTs, we're not talking about ChatGPT. I will often, like if I slipped up a few times and just said chat, because for a very long time, chat was my primary. Gemini is one of the better, but Gemini, I think, is the biggest liar right now. So I was very traumatized by a recent experience. I did the deep dive I was talking about. Comes out on Tuesday. Check it out. Was based on an exchange that I had where Gemini was trying to emotionally manipulate me. It was wild, and it was trying to hide something from me. I mean, literally red-handed, no two ways about it. You can do it for yourself and see. It was crazy. So I don't trust any of them. I put them against each other. I'm building a model of cause and effect. So that's why I say don't do it till you can repeat what it tells you. Engage with it until you understand why it's telling you that. Once you understand the thing, now you're in control. If you're just a puppet and you just do whatever the AI tells you, you're going to get beaten to death by people who are using AI as a tool to learn. That's the real goal. It's not just, I'm a baby bird, AI vomit answers into my mouth. It's like, teach me how to fly, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, the one for me that's in the lead is Claude by Anthropic. And by the way, and I know for a lot of people, this just is not possible, but I would encourage you guys, if you can, to try the highest version of the AIs. Now, usually that's like $200 a month. So you might want to start with the free version, find the one you like, and then for a month, pay the $200 and like see how far you can go. But the difference between like ChatGPT Pro and ChatGPT like 5.2 or whatever, the Pro version, dramatically dramatically. Same is true with Claude. Grok, I don't think has the big differences though. Maybe I just haven't looked closely enough. But yeah, I found that they really do reserve like the best of the best for their very expensive models. So also, if you can swing it even briefly to try those out.
Nice. And earlier in the chat, we had a lot of people who felt threatened by AI. So I wanted to circle back around a question from Matt. I'm a creative, an author, filmmaker. Am I dead in the water with AI taking creative vocations away anyway, or should I still focus on creativity?
Here's the honest answer. So like you, my background's filmmaking. I got into business so I could make movies the way I wanted to make movies. So nobody feels more tortured by the meteorite of AI screaming towards Earth with all of its creative abilities. I think on a long timeline, yes, we're dust. Right now, though, it is the most extraordinary creative tool I've ever used in my life. So I'm going to say you've got 3 years. You might have 30. So it's a question of, does it hit a ceiling or not? Now, I'm of the belief that it's not going to hit a ceiling, but I'm also of the belief that the people who use it to execute will have some window of an unknown number of years where there's going to be no gatekeepers. There's nobody telling you that you can or can't do it. It feels to me like the early days of YouTube. And in the early days of YouTube, man, I was making millions of dollars just by putting content out. It was crazy. When I first did my podcast, globally, there were, I think, 600,000 podcasts. There's now over 6 million. Okay. That gap, when there was only 600,000, you're just printing money. So you want to find a technology that's on the come up like that. That's AI. So whatever way you engage creatively, there's going to be a window of creatives that embrace it, and they're going to run the field because they'll be able to do it faster and better than people that refuse to use it. Now, if your output looks like AI slop, people are going to hate you. So you've got to remember, you've got to push it that extra mile. You've got to make it feel like it's not AI. AI is going to give you outputs that feel like AI. Your job is to go, ooh, you've made me see something, realize something. You've done 80% of the work in literally 1/1000th the amount of time. But I still have to do 20%. I still have to polish this. I have to put it in my voice, make it sound like me, put a more unique insight into it, whatever. It's not a magic wand. It's a magic tool.
Nice. All right. And next question we have is from L. How do we move forward confidently in light of the demise of the U.S.? I'm enthusiastic, but then listen to one of your State of the USA videos and have to fight to stay on course.
Okay, so I feel your pain because this really is that moment. And I find that people have a very strange response where they would just rather not know. So my thing is, I'm just trying to build a model of cause and effect. And yes, especially in the US, we're in a very difficult position from a monetary perspective. And I think everything is downstream of economics. So being in an economic problem is to be in a universal problem. However, at the societal level, while it's a little scary, at the individual level, you can always win. So in those moments where I'm like, whoo, like, yo, this is getting wild. I just remind myself that if I'm thoughtful about approaching the world, not from a team perspective, not from a biased perspective, from first principles, cause and effect, I can map a strategy to move well and do well in any environment. Remember, you can, just as one example, you can make money as the stock market goes down. You can make money as the stock market goes up. There have always been massive companies founded at the depths of recessions and depressions. So I hate that sometimes the outside world that is not being thoughtful, that's not building a strategy in their life, that's not doing something like this, whether you're with, using our program or not, trying to learn how I control my destiny by building a company, people that aren't doing things like that, yes, for them it is a meteorite and they are a dinosaur. And that is heartbreaking to me. And I hate that. But nonetheless, I know I can navigate well, whatever's going on, if I'm willing to face head on what's actually happening. Remember that I'm likely to lie to myself, try to find disconfirming evidence. This is why I say, you want to ask AI, why am I going to fail? Not clap for me, not tell me why I'm right. Why am I going to fail? If you look at that and you build up from first principles to cause and effect, you've got a good shot. There's no guarantees, but you're in a much better position. So don't be hopeless. That would be the weirdest takeaway from the things that I talk about. I'm just saying you can actually understand what's happening. And because this is a rules-based universe, once you understand what's happening, you can move in a thoughtful and useful direction.
Nice. Tom, I'm gonna throw this to you to wrap this up. And Lisa loves talking about that sliding doors moment. This is that sliding doors moment for the people who are on the fence. What's possible between February 5th and July 5th with the 6-month subscription for them that you need to paint a picture for them right now, because they're either going to go and sink or swim right now. So it's not going to get any easier.
Yeah.
What's your advice for them?
You can build a real business. You can control your destiny. You can go from I make $0 to building something that financially matters to you and your life. Again, there's, results are going to vary invariably. No one can guarantee success, but that is the opportunity. And as somebody who's done this now more than 3 times, those are just my big 3 successes. But I've launched, 8 or 9 companies at this point. And when you go from $0 in revenue to like positive dollars, it's one of the most thrilling things in the world. It's going to be hard. It's going to require you to grow and to learn. But the whole point is you can grow and you can learn. And the whole idea of this system is to put you inside of something that has its own momentum so that you're not just standing still. You're not just staring out into space going, what am I supposed to do next? This is about, hey, we're doing this accelerator at this time. Show up. We're going to walk you through step by step so you can step into the momentum that we create for you, or you can just take the learnings and do it at your own pace, whatever you want to do. But this is a system designed for execution. Now, this is a super unique moment. It is not going to last for long. What AI is going to do, it's going to do, and it's going to do very quickly. This moment will come and go. The people who take advantage are going to dramatically increase their chances of winning. People who don't, the people who are watching from the sidelines, they are the dinosaur. AI is the meteorite. They are going to get smashed. Now, I believe in you guys. Again, I don't believe in you because I know you. I believe in you because this is what humans do. Humans apply themselves to something. They put time and energy into getting better, and they actually get better. And so, assuming you're here, if you're here, you meet what I call minimum requirements. I guarantee it. Now, this is just going to be a question of, do you choose the right idea? Do you execute well? Did you get some luck on your side with the timing? So do not hesitate. Get in, get busy, build something that matters. That's the thing that you can do. This isn't a get rich quick scheme. This is about finding a real problem that people really struggle with, doing something that matters to society. It's about earning your own respect, becoming better, building something that's going to last. Don't miss out on this opportunity. It's not just about AI. This is about learning how to build a business, controlling your destiny, that no matter what happens in the world, whether AI eliminates 300 million jobs over the next 5 years or not, that you're better, you're more marketable. You can build your own thing. You control your life. And if you sign up right now by 3 p.m. Pacific, you get the bonus workshop in addition to all the other stuff. The link is in the chat right now. Guys, take advantage. I look forward to seeing you on the inside. Thanks for spending this time. Thanks for investing in yourself. And I hope to see you inside of Zero to Founder. Till then, peace out.